Hi guys, happy Sunday. It's Sophia, the ex-church girl. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Today I'm starting my series on how to handle your business. I think this is so important for us as Afro-Americans in general, and this is not just a women's type of video. It's for men as well as women. And let me get to it. So handling your business means you're taking care of issues as they come up. You're not sweeping anything under the rug. You're not being foggy about it. You're not being confused. You're not trying to override something and saying you're an exception to the rule. You're actually handling your business. That's what it means when you handle your business. And I see a lot of times Afro-American people in general are always trying to fruit up something and make it seem better than it is. If you're broke, you're broke. If you're poor, you're poor. If you're wealthy, you're wealthy. If you're comfortable, you're comfortable. Like, there's no gray area with those things. And I think a lot of times we don't want to be adults. We want somebody else to take care of our business, and then we blame others for our situations. We blame others for our circumstances. No. If you handle your business and if you've taken care of things, then if something comes up, there's nothing else you can do except to, kind of say, okay, well, this came up. This is a new situation. Let me handle this ASAP. Instead of always trying to push something away, delay something, procrastinate, and then all you end up doing is making the situation worse, okay? So let's get right to it. Handling your business is a natural part of life, okay? And we say we want a business, and then I see people bragging about businesses. They're not even business-minded people. They're lying to themselves. First of all, when you handle your business, you don't lie to yourself. You're being 100%, 1,000% sure and comfortable with where you are. If you are at level A, you're not trying to push yourself up to be at level Z. Let's say you're level Z, you're not trying to be a level A. So you're not pushing yourself to another level that you're not on. You're actually comfortable but not content being where you are. You're taking care of your business, and you may not be like A is the top of the game, but you're trying to say you're an A and you're actually at level Y. Like, why do that to yourself? And a lot of times I see that women are the worst with this, because we sit up and lie to ourselves day after day, year after year, century after decade after decade. We sit up and lie to ourselves and tell ourselves that our situations are better than they are. Just don't do that anymore, because the most peace you can have is when you 1,000% honest with yourself about situations instead of lying to yourself, okay? And handling your business, it means that you are being realistic. You're able to be flexible. A lot of times women are not flexible. We say we are, but we're stagnant. Somebody tell us something to do something, we're fighting it. That's not the way you handle your business. Handling your business means you might resist a change for a moment, but you go on and do the change. You actually make it happen. And because you are 1,000% in charge of your life. It's not a minister that's in charge of your life. It's not a pastor that's in charge of your life. And that's why they always push it back to you. They're like, you're ultimately responsible for your own life. That's why they put everything in your hands. You're ultimately responsible for what you give and what you don't give. Like, people just don't get it. They don't see it. They don't see that you're the captain of your own ship. The universe is right there with you, guiding you. The universe is not even telling you what to do, because the word says that we are able to have free will, but yet we say somebody else is in charge of our lives. Like, what? Does that make any kind of common sense, people? No, not at all. No. And let's be realistic. Where you are is where you are. And that's why women can sit up and say they're a 10 and they're 5 or a 4. See? You see how crazy it gets? Because what you accept in one area is what you do in one area is what you do in all areas. Okay? So you can't get around it. So you have to be flexible with your circumstances. This is how you handle your business. When a situation comes in, you may not like it, you may not care about it. And then that's the thing with these jobs. We jump over so many hoops for these jobs. But yet when it comes to our own personal life, we become stagnant. We don't even want to go forward and do anything different. That's so crazy to me. And I've done it for decades. I've done the same stuff over and over, expecting a different result. That's insanity. Yeah. And then I'm looking at my notes, when you're changing, when change comes, take a breath, because a lot of time we're like, oh my God, this is over. We start crying. We go into victim mode. And the more victim mode you go into, the more victim mentality you have. And the more victim mentality you have, the more you draw that energy to you. The more your situations are bad and you sit up and complain about them, the worse they get. The worse they get. But when you take a breath, you can turn it and you sit down and say, okay, this is actually happening. What do I need to do right now? What do I need to do to get ahead of this? What do I need? Then you start strategizing. You start creating. As women, we start to create better situations for ourselves, right? Because women create and men build. So you sit around and then you say, okay, let me take this deep breath. And then you start to say, how can I turn this around? You first embrace it. This is what's going on. This is where I am. This is what's happening. Don't try to sugarcoat it. And that's one thing about me as a parent. When I had smaller children at home, before my kids became adults, I was always, they can honestly come back and tell me that today, they'll still tell anybody that I never sugarcoated anything with them. If it was a black ball, it was a black ball. If it was a gray ball, it was a gray. I never did the in-between things with them. I never tried to sugarcoat things for them. Even though I was sugarcoating things for myself, I did not sugarcoat things for my children. And they respect me for that today. So you turn it around, you take a breath, and sit down and figure out, how can I turn this around? You go with the pros and the cons. What will happen? Let's say the worst could happen if I do it this way. The worst could happen if I do it that way. And you sit down, you write it out, you strategize. Stop complaining, stop whining, and do the work. It's work to be done, people. Living is work. It's living, getting up every day, doing your routine, and then adding on whatever else you need to get done. Getting things done is work. Stop looking at everything with a limited view. That's another thing. We're so capable of just sitting around just saying, whoa, it's me. Oh, people are this, people are that. Get out of victim mode, okay? And give yourself time to adjust. Whenever you're going through something, give yourself a grace period to say, okay, in 24 hours, I'm going to do this. I'm going to cry. I'm going to stomp my feet. I'm going to yell. I'm going to scream. I'm going to get angry. But then after that 24-hour period or whatever time you give yourself, get over it and keep it moving. Change your mindset. To handle your business means you're changing your mindset. It means you're not just sitting around complaining and whining and doing nothing. Because usually that's what comes with whining and complaining. Look at the whole situation. How can I have done it differently? What can I do differently to keep this from recurring, if I can keep it from recurring? If I can't keep it from recurring, what can I do to at least limit it recurring? Make strategic moves. That means you get up, you make a plan. If you plan to fail, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Okay? And how is this situation improve me? How has this situation improved me? How can this situation make me a better person? And how can I benefit from this? These are the questions we need to ask ourselves when something comes up. How can I benefit from this? What did I not see? A lot of time we were seeing the red flag, we were seeing the warning signs, but we avoided them. We ignored them. Don't ignore the red flags. Look at them 1,000%. And these are just some quick tips on how to handle your business and turning your situations around, and stop going into victim mode and go into victorious mode. Okay? So this is my spiel for today. This is my part 1 of how to handle your business. And it started with this. This is what the universe gave me to come up with for you all today. And I hope that you all will come, not only like, so other people can get this content, but share and subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, you're coming through, I see you coming through watching my videos. Please don't forget to hit the like button, because I need to be found here on YouTube so that other people can get the information and move forward. Okay, I love you all. I'm trying to keep my goal is to keep my videos under 10 minutes so you can come in and get out real quick, and in the course of a day, maybe listen to it real quick before you go into work or on your lunch break or whatever. And Diamonds, thank you so much for the support of this channel. Love you all. Have a blessed week, and I'll see you in the next video.